Okay, when I sit here and rant about movies, saying that, they're terribly acted, or there's no effort put into them, or they're just lazy, when you have a low budget horror movie, you need, one of three things. You need a killer story, or you need awesome acting, or you need amped up gore that it's so over the top for your horror movie that it's almost comical. One of those three things to help pull your movie through, because it's low budget and it's already got that going against it. But this is the example. This movie is what I'm talking about. Okay, this is the example I'm going to use from now on when I'm ranting about shitty fucking movies, because this movie is it. This is what I'm talking about when you want to sit down and watch low budget horror movies, and this is it. It's brilliantly acted. It's got a fucking crazy story. It doesn't have a lot of gore in it, but it's got such silliness that works in chemistry. This is one of the best fucking movies I've seen this year. Hey guys, welcome to Happywax TV. Okay, I could not be happier to talk about this movie tonight, Chompy and the Girls. I loved this movie. I saw it the other day. I liked it so much that I've actually ordered the Blu-ray so I could have it in my collection. This movie is phenomenal. It's a low budget masterpiece. It is. I fucking love this movie. Don't even finish listening to what I have to say. Just shut the video off right now. To give this movie a rating, I'm probably, for my own opinion, I'm going to give it like a super strong 7.5, maybe even an 8. This is what low budget movies are supposed to be. So many times I rant about movies, how shitty they are, or poorly acted. And then I always get, the director or a producer or an actor commenting, saying, well, you don't know what goes into movies and the struggle and blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? I kind of do, okay? This is low fucking budget, man. And they were able to pull it off. I mean, the special effects in this movie are so silly looking. The CGI is terrible, but it works. It just goes with the silliness of this movie. I mean, it's about a guy with a giant fucking mouth that goes around and eats little girls. Do you know what I mean? It's like, come on, man. Like, how can you not fucking like that? Like, you've seen the trailer. I'm playing it right here. I can't tell you anything beyond what you see in the trailer, okay, as far as this guy eating this little girl, because if I do, it's going to spoil it for you, because it's one of these movies that has 2 or 3 twists and turns in it, and if I give them away, it'll ruin the movie. So honestly, don't watch anything that is spoilerish for this movie, or it'll just ruin it for you. So I'm just warning you right now. But if you want to see a fucking killer, like one of the best, not only one of the best indie horror movies I've seen this year, but just one of the best movies I've seen in general this year. And I've watched a lot, but holy shit was this movie good. Anyways, it's by first-time director Sky Braband. He also wrote it. Bravo, okay, because I loved your fucking movie. It's got Christy St. John in it, who plays Jackson, and then her dad is played by Steve Marvel, and then his wife, Deborah, is played by Julie Dolan. Okay, so basically in a nutshell, Jackson is a troubled 20-something, okay? She's almost going to commit suicide. Her mom doesn't really want anything to do with her. Her friends don't really want anything to do with her. She's hit depression, okay? So she tries hanging herself. She can't even do that right. She thinks, okay, I have a father. I've never met him. I have his number. I'm going to reach out to him. That's Sam, played by Steve Marvel. She talks to him on the phone. They agree to meet in this park, okay? And Sam is going through some troubles in his own marriage with Deborah. They meet in the park, okay, and they're kind of talking back and forth. And then Sam gets all kind of squirrely and standoffish and says, I can't do this right now. He goes, I want to get to know you, but I have to go. I just have to sort out my whatever. And he's ready to leave, okay? And at this moment, right, you're thinking to yourself, okay, this guy is just gonna like put Jackson over the top, and now she's gonna fucking kill herself, and that's gonna be the end. And then they both look over in the distance, and there's this girl standing in this pinkish purple jacket, and this guy's walking towards her, and his mouth just gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and he fucking eats her. He eats her in this park, and then he sees these two staring at him, and then he comes after them. And I was thinking to myself, at the start, I thought, okay, this movie is going to turn into like a low-budgeted kind of a It Follows, right? Where this guy is just going to be chasing these two around for the entirety of the movie, trying to kill them. And for the first act, you know, that's what you think, okay? And I don't want to say anything beyond that scene, okay, because it'll ruin it for you. But there's so much more to this movie as far as twists and turns. Like you've got the twists and turns in this movie. Then you've got this relationship between Jackson and Sam as they try to evade this creature, but they're trying to get to know each other and you know, work this shit out, because they're you know, their daughter and father, but they don't know each other. You know what I mean? So they're arguing back and forth. It's comedy, and it fucking works. And then poor Deborah, who's Sam's wife, like, she kind of just gets all this thrown on her. Not only, you know, Jackson as Sam's daughter, wondering if she had an affair on her, but then also being told that there's a guy with a giant mouth coming to eat them. Like, it's just the way it all fucking goes together. It's fantastic. You know, I was watching this movie, and it's done perfectly because it's not thrown in your face, and they don't draw the relationships out. Do you know what I mean? Like, even big budgeted, you know, motion pictures have a hard time pulling this off with trying to put this much in a movie. But this one works because they just give you just enough of what you need. Like the scenario with this guy chasing them, it's done just enough, so you're not sick of it or think it's stupid. The relationship kind of building throughout the movie between Jackson and Sam, it's just given to you in segments that are just enough. It's not over crammed or you know, too long or in your face. It's just enough. And then the scenes with Deborah trying to comprehend everything that the fuck is going on, it's just enough, and it works. And I loved this fucking movie. I don't even know if I'd call this movie like a horror movie. It's kind of like a comedy first, then like a little douse of horror maybe, and then some sci-fi. But I don't want to get into the sci-fi part because I'll ruin it for you. So, and then also on top of this, Udo Kier is in this movie. He's not in it physically, but he's the voice of Chompy. So, I don't know, man. Like, if I said anything more about this movie, other than saying it is absolutely fantastic, I'd ruin it for you. I don't want to get too much into the plot. I apologize if you came here looking for more plot-wise, but I'm not going to give it to you. I'm just telling you straight up. I'm warning you. Do not watch anything that will spoil this movie for you, because if you get in, when you get into the second and third act, like it's just, trust me, you don't want that spoiled for you. Just believe me when I say this. This movie fucking works. It is low, independent movie gold. And when I give or try to give examples, there's a few like Headhunter and Cosmos and movies of those natures where they have like a, you know, a very micro style budget, yet they're still able to make their movie work. This is one of those movies, and I am absolutely going to include it when I give my lists of reference movies. You know what I mean? When I'm ranting about other ones and how fucking lazy they are, or poorly acted, or poorly directed, or the story is fucking stupid. Because this isn't one of those movies. Just everything about it works. Yeah, you know, you could say the ending might have been a little quick and easy, but it's independent, man, and the majority of it works. So anyways, to give this a rating, 7.5, strong 7.5, maybe even an 8 for me. Again, the CGI in this movie is terrible, okay? The practical effects of this Chompy guy are so silly, but it works. It's silly to the point that it works, because this movie doesn't take itself seriously. That's the other great thing about this movie. It knows what it is. And it works. And I fucking loved it. And I want more of it. I hope we get a sequel. I don't say this very often because I'm not a sequel or prequel guy, but I certainly hope we see more of the characters in this movie because I absolutely fucking loved it. So anyways, okay guys, I'm gonna end it there. It's out now. If you've seen it, let me know what you think. If you haven't, please do yourself a favor, go rent and watch this movie and then come back here and let me know what you think, guys. And until next time, stay scared.